I don't usually do this kind of content, but I just wanted to talk about my opinion, I guess, regarding the recent Pokemon Presents, because I have a lot of things to say about this. So this is just a disorganized assortment of opinions regarding this presentation. Because, you know, what is Pokemon, first of all? Pokemon for me is this amazing, like, fantastical world full of these creatures. Part of what brings out most of the enjoyment of this franchise is being able to interact with these whimsical creatures. And the fact that there's so many ways to enjoy Pokemon as a franchise. There's trading cards, which I just recently got into collecting. There's the games, there's the anime, there's lots of different ways to experience Pokemon. The Pokemon Company obviously recognizes this, but they are addressing it in a kind of way where it feels very hollow and corporate, which I guess is just a natural byproduct of how big Pokemon has become over the last 30 years. It's reached a point in recent years where in the Pokemon Presents presentations over the last couple of years, it feels like they can just put anything in the presentation, any video on your screen, and it'll still make a ton of money. That's all they really care about at this point, which is a bit sad because they are the face of this amazing and like fantastical property that brings joy to so many people. They acknowledge how big they've gotten, but it feels like that's all they care about. They don't care about like the quality of the Pokemon franchise. All they care about is the quantity. Pokemon is designed in a way to be enjoyed qualitatively. Like, we appreciate Pokemon for the experiences that it brings us. But Pokemon Company doesn't really care about that anymore because they've grown so big as a franchise. It's gotten to a point where they can just pump out all this like collectible merch stuff, like this Game Boy music device thing, MP3 player, a glorified MP3 player, and it just kind of sucks out all the whimsy of what makes Pokemon so cool. Like, for some of the features in the Presents, they don't even have voiceover as to what they're trying to like advertise in that segment, because Pokemon Company understands that they can just put that video on your screen and people just still point and say, "That's Pokemon! Look, gotta buy into it." They don't think they need to explain what's happening, but it really, without any voiceover or anything to explain what is happening in these segments, there is no cohesion to the presentation. That's the thing that sets it apart from like Nintendo Directs, for example. There's no way to understand what's going on. They just show you a bunch of Pokemon related clips and it gets the clicks because it's Pokemon. They have Pokemon in the name. That's all they need. It's lazy. There's a lot of videos out there that really explain this a lot better than I do, but I just wanted to get my thoughts out because I really do love Pokemon, and I really wish the production side of things were a lot better than they are now. I don't like the Gen 10 starters. I think they're all mid. Maybe it's just because I saw them in the 3D models first, and I was like, they look gross. I don't like that. Maybe I need more time for them to grow on me. Because I did look at the 2D art later and I said, okay, they kind of look like Pokemon. Because they don't look like Pokemon. There's nothing about them that makes them like iconic or inherently Pokemon, if that makes sense. They're just very generic designs for Pokemon starters. There's nothing very characteristic about them that makes them interesting starters. Honestly, I don't think we should have any new Pokemon moving forward with the franchise because it's the same problem with Pokemon having grown too big. They have to keep making new Pokemon because that's the trend that they started 30 years ago. But we don't need more Pokemon. More Pokemon is not conducive to the quality of the franchise. We have all of these creatures, 1,025 of them, and we are literally running out of space on hardware in games to contain all of them. What is the point of adding more and more Pokemon each generation? We need to stop. I'll admit, some of the Gen 9 Pokemon are literally my favorite designs ever, but like we really don't need more Pokemon. This is just my personal opinion. But we have 1,000 Pokemon. We can stick with those, do whatever we want with them, and that can be like our selection of Pokemon to choose from for forever, for however long Pokemon runs for. Too many Pokemon is too many. We've reached generation 10, so it makes me wonder, maybe they'll stop here. This would be a good stopping point for like creating new Pokemon, but obviously as a company they're probably not going to do that. So yeah, that's the Pokemon Presents. It's a whole lot of nothing, really. That, as a Pokemon fan, disappoints me a lot. I know there's probably a lot of people who don't feel the same way. People just want to enjoy Pokemon how they do, and that's absolutely fine. Pokemon should be enjoyed how you enjoy it. That's the whole point. At the end of the day, Pokemon is meant to be, like, fun for everyone. Despite everything production-wise, Pokemon still provides outlets for people to enjoy Pokemon in their own unique ways. But yeah, I want to know what you think, so let me know in the comments what you thought about Pokemon Presents this year, what you're expecting from the franchise, what you think of the franchise as we head into a new generation of Pokemon. It should be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do, despite what I may sound like I'm saying here in this video. But yeah, that's it from me, I guess. Sorry I haven't been uploading in a while. I've just been kind of busy working on like projects, long-term projects and stuff like that. I am hoping to get back into the swing of things this month, and hopefully there'll be more videos coming out. I've got a pretty fun one planned, so look out for that. Okay, bye.
Big boy.
Oh yeah.